So the other day I was looking through my closet and all my bins because I was looking for something and I don't remember what it was. I think it was some old journals or something. And I didn't find them, but I did find this book that my mom was keeping when I was in elementary school that had all of my old stuff in it. Not like everything, but it had like report cards and school stuff, you know? And I happened to find the script for my first grade play. You can see these highlighted things, those are my lines. The teachers wrote a play for us, and I thought I'd read some parts from it, you know, like the scenes that I was in. There's only like 6 scenes in the whole thing, so yeah, let's get to it. The play was called A 60s Cinderella Story, just for an overall view of it. So scene 1 is called Buttercup's Home. It says, once upon a time in the 60s, there was a happy flower child named Buttercup. She lived with her sisters, Daisy, Lily, Sweet Pea, and her fairy godmother, Flora. For reference, I was Flora. So Daisy and Lily and Sweet Pea and Buttercup are all out there, like, talking to each other, and they were like, hey, let's sing that song we used to sing. And then they started singing Good Morning Starshine. So, if any of you don't know what that is, I'm gonna play a clip here.
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
So after they finish singing, I come out in my cute little pink flower dress and giant 4-leaf clover sunglasses with a hippie necklace and a big hat. And I said, alright girls, enough singing, time to get to work. And they're like, okay, and they gather flowers for a living, I guess, because, you know, they're flower children. So I'm like, the more we make, the more we can sell. And the narrator says, one day she, referring to Buttercup, met a very handsome and very rich, cool dude who invited her to a ball. So some boys walk up, I guess, and the girls ask the boys if they want to buy flowers or a necklace or a hairband or something. The boys are named Chris, Devin, Sean, and Woody. 3 of the 4 boys were named after the people that were playing them. Woody was the only one who wasn't. So then Chris, Devin, and Sean are like, no thanks, we came to invite you to a ball, actually, next Saturday night. Buttercup is like, you mean you know the rich dude who lives there? And Woody goes, that would be me, madam, William Woodrow Charming III, at your service. And she's like, wait a minute, you look like someone I used to know, and I guess they were like childhood friends or something. Woody's like, Buttercup, I don't believe it, you look exactly the same. And Buttercup's, you look really rich. And he's like, so you're still selling flowers? And Buttercup's like, and you're really rich. You must have sold a lot of flowers. And he's like, well, actually, I moved into the city, invested in the stock market, made some money, bought a big car, a big house, and some nice clothes. You know, 'cause that's what first graders can do, right? And the 3 girls all want to dance with him at the ball. They're like, okay, whatever. And after the boys leave, one of Buttercup's sisters goes, weren't you happy to see Woody again? And Buttercup goes, no way, you heard him. He's a rich dude now, and he thinks he's so cool. And then there's a song, but it doesn't say what song it was. So, give me just a second. Let me look through this. The next song is Baby You're a Rich Man by the Beatles, and if you don't know what that is, this is that.
Baby, you're a rich man. Baby, you're a rich man. Baby, you're a rich man too. You keep all your money in a big brown bag inside a zoo. Got a thing to do.
I don't remember the choreography, so I'm just hoping for the best here. So then I said, now don't be so fast to make up your mind. His father wants him to find a girl to marry. Maybe he'll choose you. And Buttercup's like, I'm not rich enough for him. He'll choose some uppity rich girl. And I'm like, we'll see. Let's go get you girls ready for the ball. And that's the end of the first scene. So there's 5 scenes, not 6, sorry. Scene 2 is the ball, and the narrator starts off, so Buttercup and her sisters went to the ball. Buttercup danced all night with the very handsome and very rich cool dude. Which is really funny because we know his name, and they still don't use it. So the father, who was this kid in my class, who is like one of my best friends, he's like, well son, it looks like every girl in town is here. You surely should be able to find a girl to marry. And Woody's like, but father, I don't want to get married. And father's like, nonsense, of course you do. Now, William Woodrow Charming, you go dance and have a good time. And find a girl to in caps locks. The sisters come up and they're like, this ball is Dullsville. Like, when did the fun start? Where's the music? And then Do You Love Me comes on, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows that song. It's, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? And there was like a whole lot of choreography. Like, everybody had dance partners. Buttercup and Woody danced together, and I danced with the father because I was the fairy godmother, so, you know, I'm supposed to be like old. And most of our choreography was really stupid things like, and like the monkey and, you know, etc. That was our dancing for that song. So after the song, Woody's like, so Buttercup, are you having a good time? And Buttercup's like, I guess so, but I just don't fit in with all these rich girls with their fancy gowns and jewels. What's wrong with being rich? I love money. I'm happy without money. Wouldn't you like fancy clothes? I'm happy with my own clothes. Wouldn't you like to wear expensive jewelry? I like to wear flowers. Wouldn't you like to travel? We could go around the world on my private jet. I'd rather float around the world like the birds in a hot air balloon. Wouldn't that be the coolest? If you say so. Let's face it, Woody, we're just too different. But my father wants me to get married, and I can't stand any of those other girls. Will you think it over? Note here, he's proposing without actually proposing. And she goes, okay, I'll think it over, and I'll give you a call when I decide. And she gives a peace sign and just drops the flower and then leaves. Scene 3 is Woody's house. So, for a while, the very handsome, very rich, cool dude missed Buttercup. Only for a while. William Woodrow, have you found a girl to marry yet? Not yet, father. We'll get it going. I'm not getting any younger. So do you like one of his random friends is like, so do you like her? And he's like, yeah. And he's like holding the flower. He's like, yeah. Does she like you? Yeah. Then what's the problem? Because, you know, first grade acting. We don't agree on anything. I love money. She loves flowers. I want to ride in a jet plane. She wants to ride in a hot air balloon. Maybe money's not that important. Not important? Are you crazy? Maybe you could learn to like flowers again. Well, that one's not so bad. So what are you waiting for? I'm waiting for her to call me. And then what song comes on but why do you build me up? Buttercup baby just to let me down and fed me around, and then worst of all, never call baby when you say you will. But I love you still, I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. So build me up, Buttercup, don't break my heart. And that's the end of the scene. That's it. That's the whole scene. That was one of my favorite songs, and I didn't get to perform in it because it was for the dudes. So now we have scene 4, which is Buttercup's house again. And the narrator says, and for a few days, Buttercup missed the very ransom, very hitch, cool dude. And so for a few days, Buttercup missed the very handsome, very rich, cool dude. So I'm like, so have you decided to marry Woody? No way! Do you like him? Yeah. Does he like you? Yeah. So what's the problem? We don't agree on anything. I like wearing flowers. He wants me to wear expensive jewelry. I want to make headbands, and all he wants to make is money. And I'm like, you know, honey, money isn't such a bad thing. When I was a young girl, I wanted to wear a rich man so I wouldn't have to work so hard. I wanted to wear a rich man. So I was like, you know, honey, money isn't such a bad thing. When I was a young girl, I wanted to marry a rich man so I wouldn't have to work so hard. We're talking about changing her so that she likes jewelry and stuff. And then we start singing money, money, money. Must be funny in a rich man's world. So then Buttercup calls up Woody, and she's like, hello, Woody, I've done some thinking. I've decided we can get married. And he's like, I've done some thinking too. I'll be right there. And that's the end of that scene. So the final scene that's actually a scene is the wedding. And it says, the narrator goes, at last it was Buttercup and Woody's wedding day. So there's like wedding music, and Buttercup comes out in like fancy clothes and fancy jewelry, and Woody comes out in like flower child clothes. And so it's like, Woody, is that you? Buttercup, is that you? I thought you wanted me to like money. I thought you wanted me to like flowers. I decided I'd try to get used to liking money. I remembered I always did like flowers. And then the Justice of the Peace is like, are we gonna have a wedding here or not? And so then Buttercup is like, Buttercup is just like, just 1 minute, you stay right there, Woody, and she runs off and takes off her jewels and dress and veil and everything and comes out in her flower child clothes again. She says, now I'm ready. And the Justice of the Peace, Woody and Buttercup, do you promise to live in peace and harmony forever and ever? And then they said, we do, together, and did the peace signs. And so Woody's like, now I have a surprise for you, Buttercup. And then this song came on that I never really learned this one, called Up, Up, Away in My Beautiful Balloon. I'm not really going to look for it because I don't know the artist for that one. And they brought out a hot air balloon. Basically what they did was they tied a bunch of balloons to a cart that they made look like a hot air balloon, and then they pushed the cart across the floor in front of the stage. So then the narrator goes, and they lived peacefully ever after. And then it ends, and then there's the finale. We come out and sing Age of Aquarius. And then it's apparently we sang it with another song called Let the Sun Shine, but I don't remember that part. I just remember the night we performed it, one of my friends, Age of Aquarius was her favorite song that we were doing. Right before it, she got a nosebleed, so she couldn't come out on stage. And I felt really bad. So in conclusion, if I find the videotape again and I can figure out how to get it onto the computer, I'll probably put some clips on YouTube and show you guys how humiliatingly high my voice was and how tiny I was. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll be coming out with another video semi-soon. School starts on Thursday, so I can't promise anything. Bye 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 bye.
Half of the papers are pink and the other half are white, and I'm not sure why.